A question I have often heard is, if God is good, then why does he allow evil? If God created everything that exists, then he must have also created evil, or so it seems. But what we call evil is not a physical force created by God. Evil is a human concept, a label we give to actions and words we believe to be immoral. This leads to a deeper question. Why do we deem some things immoral while others are not? What is considered evil has changed dramatically throughout human history. In the Stone Age, for example, the concept of consent did not exist. Men did not ask permission to have sex with women, and what we now call rape was then seen simply as a part of life. In the 1400s, people accused of crimes were often burned, flayed, or buried alive, punishments that were not only accepted but expected. Today, such acts are condemned as cruel and barbaric. In the 1700s, it was common for grown men to marry 12-year-old girls. Now, even inappropriate contact with a 15-year-old is grounds for incarceration and social rejection. Why is it that behaviors once accepted as normal are now rejected as evil? The answer lies in humanity's moral evolution. As society advances, so too does its collective conscience. People have developed deeper empathy and compassion, not only for their loved ones but also for strangers. What was once tolerated is now recognized as cruelty. This moral growth reflects humanity's gradual progress on the long road toward perfection. Even today, what is considered evil is not uniform. Some things are acceptable to certain people but abhorrent to others, often depending on culture, upbringing, or personal experience. Evil exists within us all, but to different degrees. Some learn to control their darker impulses, while others allow those impulses to control them. Our personal sense of morality is shaped by our experiences and how we respond to them. We see this clearly when examining how people justify their actions. One person may believe that killing in self-defense is acceptable. Another may rationalize killing over perceived hardship or injustice. What one considers justified may be unthinkable to another, and this difference stems from each person's level of moral development. Our definition of evil evolves alongside our progress as individuals and as a species. When we examine the root of most evil acts, we find selfishness. People perform evil acts because they want something: pleasure, comfort, power, safety, or peace of mind. Even acts committed to avoid pain or harm to oneself can be rooted in self-interest. Evil, at its simplest, is the choice to prioritize one's own desires at the expense of others. When we strip away the demonic or supernatural imagery surrounding the concept of evil, a more precise question emerges. Why does God allow us to act selfishly to get what we want? This question is inseparable from the question of free will. Free will is a fundamental aspect of existence. Self-determination, the ability to think, choose, and act for ourselves, is what makes us human. Without it, we would be empty shells, incapable of growth, meaning, or true goodness. Evil is born from the selfishness of those who have not yet developed the same level of morality as others. It is the product of young spirits growing and learning together on the path to perfection. Evil did not truly exist in the Stone Age because humanity had not yet reached the level of moral awareness to recognize harm in their actions. We perceive evil only because some of us have advanced far enough to recognize wrongs, both in ourselves and in others. Many ask why God does not stop evil, without realizing that the very fact they see evil is part of his method of ending it. God does not stop evil with force. He ends it through growth. As humanity's empathy, compassion, and moral awareness deepen, fewer and fewer acts are tolerated that harm others. Evil gradually disappears as we evolve beyond it. God does not condone evil. He allows the natural laws of spiritual and moral progress to guide us away from it. This truth was not unknown to the philosophers of the past. Diogenes famously walked through the streets in broad daylight with a lantern, declaring he was looking for a good man. His act was a statement, a way to shine light on the moral decay of his society. Plato also saw this clearly, warning, "The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men." His words remain true today. As long as corrupt individuals hold power, society suffers under their leadership. More people are awakening to the evil around them and are willing to stand against it. Albert Einstein once said, "The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it." One good man or woman can make a difference, but alone cannot transform the world. Fear often holds us back. We may witness someone being harmed and feel the urge to intervene, yet stay silent or still. There will come a time when this fear no longer controls us, when every ear that hears and every eye that sees injustice will stand together against it. When that day comes, society will no longer allow itself to be ruled by the corrupt. When human beings value life above money and power, when empathy and compassion outweigh greed and selfishness, evil will lose its hold. Through the steady development of humanity's moral conscience, through the growth of empathy and compassion, evil is defeated, not by divine punishment but through divine design. This is how God ends what we call evil,